Calculation of time. Atoms, the invisible and ultimate particle of the material manifestation which cannot be formed into a body, is called the atom. They are called the unlimited oneness when they are not formed into different bodies. Even though there are different forms in the physical form, the atoms themselves form the entire manifestation and exist even after the dissolution of all forms as an invisible identity. By the motion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, time can be measured by the movement of the atomic combination of bodies. Time is the potency of the Almighty Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, who controls all physical movement, although he is not visible in the physical world. Atomic time is measured according to its covering a particular atomic space. The great time is a time that covers the unmanifest sum of atoms. Hexatom. The atom is described as an invisible particle, but when two atoms combine, it makes one double atom, and when three of these double atoms combine, they make a hexatom. This hexatom is visible in the sunshine pouring through the holes of a window. Duration of time. The time duration needed for the integration of three hexatoms is called a truti, and 100 trutis make one Veda. 3 Vedas make one Lava. 3 Lavas is equal to 1 Nimsha, and the combination of 3 Nimshas make 1 Shana. 5 Shanas combine together to make 1 Shata, and 15 Shatas make 1 Lagu. Of human calculation. 1 Nadika, also known as a Danda, is made from 15 Lagus. 2 of these dandas make 1 muhurta, and according to human calculation, 6 or 7 dandas make 1/4 of a day or night. The movement of the sun in 6 months. It is calculated that there are 4 praharas or yamas in the day and 4 in the night of a human being. 15 days and nights make a fortnight, and white and black are the 2 fortnights in a month. The sum of 2 fortnight or a month makes a complete day and night for the Pita planet, and 2 of these months equal a season. 6 of these seasons complete one movement of the sun from south to north. 1 calendar year. 2 solar movements make 1 day and night of the demigods, and that combination of day and night is 1 complete calendar year for the human being. The human being has a duration of life of 100 years. The entire universe. Stars, planets, luminaries, and atoms all over the universe are rotating in a particular orbit under the direction of the Supreme, represented by eternal Gal, and have their own samvatsara. Offerings every 5 years. Vidura has been told that the sun enlivens all the living entities with unlimited heat and light. He diminishes the duration of life of all living entities in order to release them from their illusion of material attachment, and he enlarges the path of elevation to heavenly kingdom. He moves in firmament with great velocity, and everyone should offer their respects once every 5 years with all ingredients of worship. 12,000 years. There are 4 millenniums, Satyuga, which equals 4,800 years of the demigods, or 1,728,000 years for human beings. Treta Yuga, equaling 3,600 years of demigods, or 1,296,000 years for human beings. Dwapara Yuga, which equals 2,400 years of the demigods, or 864,000 years for human beings. And Kali Yuga, 1,200 years of demigods, and 432,000 years for human beings. The sum of all these years combined is equal to 12,000 years of the demigods. hundreds of years. According to the expert astronomers, a yuga sandhya, or the conjunction of 2 millenniums, is the transitional periods before and after every millennium of a few hundred years. In this period of time, all types of religious activities are performed. By the influence of religion. In Satyuga, the execution of religious principles is widespread. Mankind is properly and completely maintained the principles of religion. Gradually, the principles of religion decrease by 1 part in each of the subsequent millennium. In other words, at present, there is 1 part religion and 3 parts irreligion, which is why people in this age are not very happy. Goes to sleep. Outside of the 3 planetary systems, Swarga, Martya, and Patala, the 4 yugas multiplied by 1000 comprise 1 day on the planet of Brahma. A similar period comprises a night of Brahma, in which the creator of the universe goes to sleep. Further creation of the 3 worlds. The creation of the 3 worlds began again in the daytime of Brahma, and they continue to exist through the life duration of 14 consecutive Manu, or fathers of mankind. Each and every Manu enjoys a life of little more than 71 sets of 4 millenniums, and at the end of the life of each and every Manu, there is a shorter dissolution. After the dissolution of each and every Manu, there are 14 Manus in 1 day of Brahma, and each of them have different descendants. After the dissolution of each Manu, the next Manu comes in order, who rule over the different planets. But the 7 famous rishis and demigods like Indra and their followers, such as the Gandharvas, all appear simultaneously with the Manu. Revolution of the 3 worlds. In the creation, during Brahma's day, the 3 planetary systems, Swarga, Martya, and Patala, revolve, and the inhabitants, including the lower animals, human beings, demigods, and the Pitas, appear and disappear in terms of their fruitive activities. In each change of Manu. In each and every change of Manu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears by manifesting His internal potency in different incarnations, such as Manu and others. Thus, He maintains the universe by discovered power. The mode of ignorance, or the darkness of night. At the end of the day, under the mode of darkness, the manifestation of universe merges in the darkness of night. By the influence of eternal time, the innumerable living entities remain in the dissolution, and everything is silent. When Lord Brahma's night, all the 3 worlds are out of sight, and the sun and the moon are without their light. From the mouth of Sankarshan. The devastation occurs from the fire emanating from the mouth of Sankarshan, and thus great sages like Bhrigu and other inhabitants of Maharloka transport themselves to Janaloka, being distressed by the warmth of the fire which rages through the 3 worlds below. In the beginning of the devastation. At the beginning of the devastation, all the seas overflow, and hurricane winds blow very violently. The waves of the sea become violently energetic, and in no time, all the 3 worlds are full of water. The Lord being glorified. While the Supreme Personality of Godhead lies down in the water at the seat of Ananta, with his eyes closed, the inhabitants of Janaloka planets offer their glorious prayers with folded hands upon him. Half of the duration of life. The 100 years of Brahma's life are divided into two parts, the first half and the second half, of which the first half is half of the Brahma's duration of life is already over, and the second half is yet to be completed. In the beginning of the first half. In the beginning of the first half of Brahma's life, there was a millennium called Brahmakalpa, because the birth of the Vedas and Brahma occurs at the same time. The following millennium is known as Padmakalpa, because in this millennium, the universal lotus flower grows from the navel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of the second half. The first millennium in the second half of the life of Brahma is also known as the Varaha millennium, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears as the hog incarnation in this millennium. For the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the duration of the two parts of Brahma's life is calculated to be equal to 1 nimsha, or less than a second. The eternal time. Eternal time is certainly the controller of different dimensions, from that of the atom up to the superdivisions of the duration of Brahma's life. But nevertheless, it is controlled by the Supreme. Time can control only those who are body conscious, even up to Satyaloka or other higher planets of the universe. Hare Krishna. Thus ends Calculation of Time by Kanchan.